What's up everyone, Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7 here with another video. This time it's the Thunder Tiger Bushmaster. Now this guy isn't exactly new, but it isn't old as well. It's a 1/8 scale buggy and it does have a bit of weight to it. I think it's around about 3.9 kilos without the batteries, so it's definitely heavy, but in saying that, it seems to be built like a tank as well. Now this thing does look awesome. I do like the overall design. It's got this unique kind of folding cage style here, so you can easily access the parts and or the motor and put the battery in and out. And as you can see here, it's got this kind of strange piece of plastic here. That's a speaker because it does have an onboard sound system. Now Gearbest was kind enough to send me this for review. They've just recently put these on their site. They have a red one and a blue one, so go check that out if you want to have some more info about it. But that's enough talking. Let's get inside, see what we get in the box, and have a good in-depth overview. Alrighty guys, here is the Thunder Tiger Bushmaster 1/8 scale desert buggy, and it is 4-wheel drive and it is ready to run. Now this is the first time I've ever owned a Thunder Tiger, so it'll be interesting. I have heard good things about this, heard it's very durable and it does go pretty quick. It does run on 4S, so it should have plenty of power. Now the standard routine, let's have a quick look around the box before we crack it in here. As you can see, it's got this unique style of flip cage design, so you can easily just release one of the front pins, pull it up and change the batteries and all that kind of stuff. It does have a realistic vehicle cockpit, and it does have engine sound, so that's kind of cool. I don't know if it's a gimmick or not, but we'll see how that sounds. It does also have 4, obviously 16mm oil-filled shocks, and I do have rubber boots. I think they are plastic bodies, but metal caps. We'll see that later on. And also does have 2.5mm reinforced carbon fiber rear arm plates, so that's pretty cool. Now there's not much else around the box. I do have the red one, so let's slip up this sleeve and see what you get. And this kit is nowhere near new. It's been out in the market for I think over a year now, so just newly put on the website for Gearbest. That's where this is from. So they sent me this, which is very kind of them to do a review. Obviously, if you guys are new to my channel, I have a few series of videos. I unbox it, give it a good in-depth look, do maybe a speed test and a bashing video as well. So this will be the first video in the series, unboxing it and having a good closer look. Now first up, we get a quite substantial bag of goodies here, so we'll get that open. Okay, first up we get a decent size, well I guess you could call it vibrator wrench, because it has the wheel one on there as well. So that is very beefy. So you've got 8mm, 7mm, 5.5mm and 10mm, and obviously one there for your wheel nut. A little smaller bag of tools there. These look like parts for the shocks, preload clips and various other spare parts. Okay, next up we have all the instruction manuals that generally that I don't really read, but this one is very in-depth. Everything is in Chinese and English, but very well thought out, and the pictures are very nice, very easy to follow. It's got everything that you'd need to pull it apart and put it back together, which is very good. Nice explainer diagrams, and obviously at the back it does have all the parts list, so if you ever need to follow back on something, everything's here. And here we have the Ace RC Cougar 2.4 GHz digital radio system manual. Very nice. It seems to be all in English, and yeah, it's got all the do's and don'ts and to get you out of a bind, your fail-safe function, the binding process, and all the other good stuff there. Next up we have a manual regarding the ESS TT engine sound system. Also have this USB cable, maybe that's to do with this as well, find out later. Now it does have a 100 amp ESC, so this is the instruction manual for that. Not going to bother going through that though. And it does include the Ripper sensorless brushless motor. More instructions about that. Wow, but yeah, I'll save you the bore though. Okay, next up is a 2.4 GHz Ace RC Cougar IFH 2.4 GHz SS radio system. And first off, it does look quite attractive. First thing I always do is I check how many battery it takes, and this takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 AA batteries. Now up top we have on and off switch, obviously, steering, dual rates, steering and throttle trims. Now these two knobs here are the low and high throttle adjustable travel volume, and you also have your servo reversing switches up top here as well. But apart from that, overall it does look quite nice. It's quite comfortable in the hand, and we'll when we do the running video we'll go through some of these. Mate, those cable ties are thick as. Okay, here is the Thunder Tiger Bushmaster, all out of the packaging, and first impressions, I guess it's subjective, but I think it does look very cool. Now, it is a 1/8 scale, I guess, buggy it's called, but it's got this unique kind of cage design. It does look pretty cool. Normally I take off the Lexan so we can have a look, but as you can see, it's got this cool system here where it's released this one body clip, and the whole thing just lifts up there, so you can easily get to the battery and all that kind of cool stuff, and I guess it's quite easily accessible to for maintenance as well. Now what I'll do, just for the purpose of this video, to make it a bit easier to get under there and look around the chassis, I'll just remove these two screws that form the hinge so we can easily remove the body. Okay, there we go. The body is off. As you can see, it's just held in place with two screws on either side, and it gives you that kind of hinge mechanism there. But overall, very cool looking design. It's got this plastic tubing to, you know, imitate a roll cage, but everything seems very, very nice. It has this quite detailed scale interior there. It's got a little NOS bottle or fire extinguisher in there, and it's got like this carbon fiber looking sticker that runs through it. Well, actually, that isn't a sticker, but yeah, it does look very nice. Now the devil's in the detail, and even these small like washers are aluminium, so that's cool. They won't snap out with over tightening like plastic ones will. Okay, let's straight away get into the belly of her. We have an awesome Ripper brushless motor. It's 2000 kV. The actual model number is IBL-40/20. So I've heard good things about these motors. It certainly does look cool, and it's more than enough power for this particular car. And look at that motor mount. It is huge, nice thick bit of aluminium, and it is nicely anodized in blue. And the good thing about it, it does seem like it is easily accessible to adjust the mesh, so everything is quite nicely laid out. It does have a nice metal pinion meshed up in the center differential with a plastic spur gear there. Now we'll just continue on this side of the car. Up here we have a metal geared 15 kilo steering servo there. No word on if it's waterproof or not, but it definitely looks very beefy, nicely secured, and it's also got these nice, I like these aluminium washers here. It's a nice little touch. Now in this box we have I guess it's a splash proof or waterproof receiver box, so that's the norm, and it's cute little stubby antenna here. And as you can also see here, it does have a servo saver here to help any damage that might occur from a massive hit to the steering. If you come off on a crash, it'll hopefully absorb the impact and not ruin the gears inside that servo. Now up here is the actual sound unit. I'll get to that next, but under here, which is a bit hard to see, is your Ace RC BLC 100 amp ESC. It is waterproof, and it is rated up to 4S, so 3S to 4S lipos, and apparently should, you know, with this particular motor, get up to around about 60 kilometers an hour. But I'll definitely put that to the test with my upcoming speed run video. Now all the wires seem high quality. They are 12 gauge wire, and they do have that kind of nice rubber silicone feel to them, so they do feel like they're very good quality. Now to add to the waterproofing, it does also have this nice rubber protector on the on and off switch and the reset button there. Now as you can see, it does have DIN connectors, and it requires two batteries, so two 2S give you 4S of power, or you can probably get one of those connectors that goes from 2 to 1 as well. Just your generic Velcro straps to secure the battery, nothing fancy here, but they seem plenty beefy enough and very strong, so I don't see any issues there at all. Now here is the ESSTT, I guess, sound system. I have a Benedini sound card that I use in my tanks and some of my crawlers, and that has ridiculously good sound, and it is programmable. Not too sure, pretty much I'm not too sure at all regarding this particular sound system, but that does have a USB connection up there, and that is what that cable is for. And obviously, I'm not too sure if you can program this, but that'd be interesting if you could. I'll definitely have to look into that. And if any of you guys have any experience with this, please leave them down in the comments section down below. I know some guys have just taken this out completely, and I know you can probably adapt it in some other kind of car, because it is quite bulky actually. If I zoom out, it does have this quite large aluminium mount that runs all the way over here. It's connected here via this body clip, so it is quite large. That might affect the handling if you want it to, for like a good basher. So maybe, you know, if you're not too interested in it, you can just rip it out. I guess it's good if it's there. If you like it, leave it. If you don't, rip it out. Now the front and rear shock towers are aluminium. They're made out of 7075 T6 alloy, and they're roughly about 5.5 millimeters thick. So plenty thick, and they have this nice kind of black coating on there as well. Not too sure if that's powder coated or paint, but whatever, it does look good. As you can see, there are quite a few adjustments for your suspension and setup. There's also one down here as well. Now these shocks are 16 millimeters, so they are quite large bore. They have aluminium caps, and everything else seems plastic, but they do have this nice silicone boot here to stop ingress getting into and actually trying to maybe scratch that shaft or destroy it or scratch it up. But from factory, the dampening does feel very nice. Now obviously they're the same on all four corners, but at the back you can see it also does have front and rear sway bars. Nice and thick. It does have some adjustment points there as well. So it definitely looks beefy, and I've heard this particular model has some great durability. Now while I'm at the back, you can see the reinforced carbon fiber plate here that goes just on the rear suspension arms. In saying that, they do look very thick. The front doesn't have this reinforcement, but really thick, and I don't think there'll be any issues with that. Now, as you can see, the front wishbones are just normal style. They do have a lot of adjustments though with your camber and your toe in and toe out. Now the drive shafts all around are dog bones into center, going out to CVDs, which is nice to see. Now they are around about 4.6 millimeters in diameter, which is nice and beefy. One thing I will point out as well is look at the size of these links here. It is 5 millimeters thick, so they are massive, and I don't see them breaking anytime soon. They are in the front and the rear as well, so yeah, that is huge. Now underneath the car you can see it's very nice and flat. This nice aluminium plate chassis, everything is nicely countersunk, and they all have Allen heads or hex screws everywhere. No Phillips heads to be seen here. And you can see the suspension arms have this weird design. Everything is completely flat, so nothing or no sticks can kind of get embedded or stuck once you're going over something, which is, I guess, a cool design. Now the car does seem very heavy, and I guess it's a testament how well it's built. There's a lot of aluminium and thick plastic where I guess the weak points are. And you can also see here with these particular, I guess, the suspension pin mounts there, they are really thick, front and the back. And the front bumper here has a bit of play, so it is quite pliable, and it also does have that kind of cushion to absorb some of those impacts. And that's also a nice feature, these guards that come up from just the rear suspension arms to protect all, you know, the drive shafts and these shocks and all that kind of cool stuff. Doesn't have it at the front, just at the back. And the wheels and tyres, they look, you know, decent. One thing I've noticed that the foam inserts are very hard in here, so I guess we'll see how it handles with those. It does have a 17mm hub there, 17mm nut, as you can see. But yeah, these seem very hard. Interesting to see how that handles. Now one thing I just noticed is the interesting angle from where the actual center differential is and how the actual drive shafts follow that strange angle. As you can see, they are beefy drive shafts in there. I don't think they're going to snap in a hurry, but yeah, they both kind of come down like that to meet up to the center differential. Interesting design. Now I've just put in two 2S batteries. Just wanted to show you the actual sound system. So once you all plug it in, you just activate it by just touching the throttle. As you can see there, it sounds pretty good. I've just disconnected the motor wire so it won't take off on me, but it sounds pretty cool. And I did read in the manual it is programmable, so that'll be interesting to see if it's similar to the Benedini sound system. It also does have volume buttons here. So it is very, very loud. So that'll be interesting to see how long I'll leave it on there. And if you don't touch the throttle, it'll just turn off by itself. And you easily just touch it again and it turns it on. Pretty interesting. Now the steering servo does seem very strong as well for a stock setup, so it does seem fairly quick, but very interesting to see how this handles. I'm actually pretty excited because I'm getting into more buggies and they seem like a great bashing platform, so this will be interesting to see how it handles. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. This looks like an awesome car. Hope to get some running videos of this shortly. First up will probably be a speed test and then a bashing video. If you haven't, please subscribe. Many more videos coming, not just of this, but heaps of other cool RC content as well. So that's it guys, Steve here from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. Hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.